I have a movie called Unsolved that I co-wrote and directed. I wrote it with a guy named Sean Lynch, and this is my third year to have a movie in Dead Center. 2 years ago, I had a short called The Gymnast. Last year, I had a feature-length documentary that I did with a woman named Amy Breedy called Widow Bago, and then this year, Unsolved. And Unsolved is a murder mystery that takes place all on campus at OCU, and we filmed it using 50 students both behind the camera and in front of the camera. And so I think what makes our film unique is that it is entirely made by students from Oklahoma City University, and that includes our composer is an amazing guy named Rick McKee, who's already been hired to compose for Disney, and then like our production designer is a woman named Shannon Kreider, who's an artist and showed in Momentum, and then Miss Black Oklahoma, Tanasha LeRae Williams, is one of the stars of our movie. So we have tons of really bright, talented students from across a variety of disciplines within the school that came together to make this movie. So that's probably what I'm most proud of. My favorite festival is the Dead Center Film Festival, coming up next week. I would say buy a festival pass and just make a weekend of it, because if you're just going to go see one or two films, which is great, you don't need a pass, but you're also not really taking advantage of the fact that once a year there are 125 films that you probably won't see otherwise, and there's 6,000 people, all of which love movies. So when you go to a film festival, if you like something, people clap during the screenings, and people are yelling, and it's enthusiastic, and then all the parties at night are featuring the 200 plus people that made these 120 films. So the directors, producers, crew, a lot of people come there. So it's just a great way to find out what's going on with film in Oklahoma. I love the Downtown Arts Festival. I love Red Earth. Red Earth is just fascinating. I'm a huge fan of the State Fair of Oklahoma, and we've been going to that since I was a child growing up in Alva. And it's just fun to see the different things that people across the state are good at. And I had an aunt who won Best Seamstress at the fair one year. I mean, not to brag. And then there's another woman from Alva who's won with a couple of candies and pies. And so I think the state fair is great. My favorite state fair food is the Indian taco. But last year, they had a deep-fried cheddar bacon mashed potato balls that were as good as they sounded. They were amazing, yeah. So my favorite thing to do in Oklahoma is to go walking around Lake Hefner. And partially, and I've been on your site and seen tons of people talk about how great the sunsets are, and I do agree that we have great sunsets, but it's also just the fact that it's kind of flat and not crowded and not congested. I happen to be a huge fan of Oklahoma, and I left for 18 years, and I've been back a couple. And so probably my favorite places, I don't know how secretive they are, Pops. We had lunch there today, and I love it. I think Rand Elliott did a great job designing it, and it's just a super fun, out-of-the-way, interesting place. It's actually a lot closer than it seems. Falcone is a pizza place on May Avenue that's great, and then Sauced is a pizza place in the Paseo that I really like. I think the Paseo may be the most hidden gem we've got, because we have so many good artists that display their work locally in the Paseo that you might not know about it if you were an out-of-towner, because it's not like, I mean, Bricktown is fantastic, but it also gets tons of press, and you're already down there if you're a tourist anyway, whereas the Paseo is a little bit more out of the way, and so it took me a couple of months before I found it when I moved back here.